Hi, this is Jessie from the product management team here at Datadog. Today I'm going to show you how to use policies to proactively surface misconfigured resources, like EKS clusters running on deprecated versions that could break your services, or RDS engine versions on extended support that quietly inflate your cloud bill. These issues can be easy to miss, especially when visibility is fragmented across multi-account or multi-cloud environments where thousands of resources are spun up by different teams. Later on, I'll show you how policies help you track policy compliance across teams so you can pinpoint where the biggest configuration gaps in your organization are. To show you how policies work, I've simulated ACM certificate resources here. Some are invalid and others aren't set to auto-renew, both of which can disrupt network connections if they're not addressed. One way to approach this is to write scripts that deploy Lambdas to perform checks on the ACM certificates across all our accounts. But our engineers might not have time to prioritize this over urgent work like shipping new features. Instead, we're going to define a policy that will verify the states of our ACM certificates. And once it's defined, it will automatically surface non-compliant resources and help us track remediation progress without jumping between tools. First, we click on Create Custom Policy and select the ACM certificate resource type. Then we apply filters to scope down the set of resources we want to evaluate against this policy. First, we want to filter by type is Amazon issued, and that's to help us focus the policy on Amazon managed certificates, which are designed to renew automatically as long as domain validation remains intact. Then we filter by validation method is DNS, which we find by querying a nested array in the domain validation options column. And this indicates that DNS validation is set up on all the resources we evaluate against this policy, which is required for automatic renewals. Afterwards, we configure our policy by setting the desired state with the attribute and its target value. We're checking that renewal status is set to success, which confirms that the latest renewal process completed without issues. To configure this, we select the renewal summary attribute, which is a JSON that contains nested attributes. We can reference some sample data to see how to get the renewal status, and here this shows us that renewal status is just one level deep. We type in renewal status and set the target value, which is success, and then we can give our policy a descriptive name, assign a priority, and input the remediation instructions for the developers who own this resource to make the fixes. And that brings us to this view. So instead of checking each resource one by one, we can easily identify now which certificates are configured for reliable automatic renewal and which might need us to manually intervene. In this case, these 3 certificate managers. And that's just one policy. Depending on your org's specific best practices, you're likely going to have a set of defined policies, which might look like this. With all of your policies centralized, you can group policies by team to see which ones require the most attention, as well as filter the view down to the resources that one specific team owns to point them to the resources that they should focus on. So that's how you can define policies to enforce best practices across your infrastructure. And so that you can hit the ground running, you can also find pre-made templates to help you get started. Thanks for watching. Check out this video's description for more resources to learn about defining policies. To get early access, you can sign up for the Resource Policies preview. And we hope you found this video helpful. Check out our channel for more tips and tricks from Datadog.